Have you lost weight recently? Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. I'm Dr. Threadgold, one of the owners of Halo Physio. This week, we're going to talk about something that's very on trend at the moment, and that's fat jabs, or weight loss jabs. This one is a Wegovy pen, and there are lots of different ones like this. There are Wegovy, Ozempic, Mounjaro, all sorts of stuff. How do they work? What are they? Are they safe? And all sorts of other questions that you may or may not have. So first things first, what are they? In general, these are a manufactured substance which mimics a hormone that our body produces naturally. So what do I mean by that? Well, normally when we eat and we get full, there is a hormone released called GLP-1. Doesn't matter what the hormone's called really, but there is a hormone release that tells our brain that we are full, and that you know that feeling when you've had enough to eat and then you can't face any more. And this hormone, in some people, there's lots of studies actually that say that this hormone is lacking in lots of people, and there is a genetic component to it. What these medications do is they provide you with an external source of this hormone, so that when you eat, you very quickly get the signal that you've had enough well before you would normally. And the studies show that on average, people that take these medications eat around about 700 to 900 calories per day, whereas previously there has been no real limit on the amount of calories people are eating per day. And by doing so, obviously, you eat less and you lose weight. So that's fundamentally how they work. They do have other effects as well. Simple things like they increase what's known as your basal metabolic rate. So you will find that if you are one of the people that take these injections, your resting heart rate will be slightly higher than it has been before. And just these little tiny tweaks to your basal metabolic rate mean you burn more energy than you did previously, because your heart is beating an extra couple of beats a minute quicker. It's perfectly safe for those that meet the criteria to be on these jabs, but that's one of the other things that they do. Another thing is that they promote insulin production, which regulates your blood sugar better than previously, because originally these medications were actually a diabetic drug for type 2 diabetes, and they worked very well. But one of the things that they noticed was that the people with diabetes that were taking these jabs lost weight very quickly due to the effects that we've already mentioned. So, are they safe? These drugs have been around a long time actually. They're not just something that's recently been developed. They've been for use in diabetes for many, many years. And the studies are that yes, they are safe, as long as they are given to people who meet the criteria. So you will be able to buy these medications from private places, such as private GP practices or private pharmacies. They should have guidelines and they should give you screening to make sure that you are suitable and have low risk factors for taking them. You will have seen that they are also now being licensed on the NHS. The thing about this is that there will be, I no longer work in the NHS, but I can tell you that there will be a big shortage of these medications in the NHS. They are very expensive, and there are a lot of people that would meet the criteria for them, because one of the biggest criteria for them is that people are overweight. And as we speak, over 50% of the population is obese. So there will be a lot of demand for these medications, which means that the NHS will not be able to meet the demand with the limited supply that it has. So if you are looking for these on the NHS, I would imagine, I don't have the facts to back this up, but I would imagine that there will be a bit hit and miss whether or not you get them or not in your location. They're obviously there if people are willing to pay for them. That's a different story altogether. Are they worth taking? Well, there's a large debate around this online about the risks versus benefits. Should people actually, change lifestyle and not be given these things? But fundamentally, what happens is when you take these medications, you lose a lot of the noise that's around food. So people report that normally they would be constantly feeling hungry or bombarded by their brain telling them that they should eat this or eat that or have a Snickers bar or whatever it is. And a lot of that noise also disappears. So people that take these medications do lose weight. a lot of the people that take these medications are morbidly obese, which means they are losing years of their life and will have the latter part of their life significantly affected by what's called comorbidities such as diabetes, heart disease, cancers, things like that, that are all linked to obesity. Now, if providing someone with a medication like this, or if buying a medication like this reduces the burden of obesity and weight, then that can only have a good thing on the longevity of that person and the quality years of life that they get. So from that perspective, yes, they are very, very effective and probably worth taking. The flip side to that is that if you don't modify your lifestyle when you take these medications, as soon as you stop, you will go back to your old habits. So there will be this yo-yo effect. So what is essential for people that take these medications is the mindset that it is not a panacea to solve your problems. It is a tool to allow you to modify your lifestyle to the point where when you stop taking them, because you don't want to be on anything forever, when you stop taking them, you don't put the weight back on because you are back in a position where you are eating healthy and you've used the time to find healthy stuff that you like to eat. You've used the period where you're not carrying as much weight to get into exercise, and you've changed your life from a sedentary, high-calorie, junk food, let's be honest, that's how we got in the position we got to, type of lifestyle, into a more lean, healthy living that's much more enjoyable and much more conducive to a healthy lifestyle and longevity. And if you don't do that work, when you come off these medications, you will just go back right to the start and then be stuck on these for the rest of your life. And that is not what anybody wants. So there's my take on fat jabs. Are they worth it? Absolutely they're worth it. Would I recommend them? Absolutely I would, for the right people. Should they come with other support that is no longer available or not currently available? Yes, they should, because your private doctor or private prescriber isn't going to give you this long-term lifestyle support. Unfortunately, that will fall on the NHS, as it always has done. So that's enough from me. Join us next week.
Call the one you know, Halo Physio.